Good morning. Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to consume them? Jesus turned and rebuked them. Jesus' reaction to James and John's question must have been very interesting. I'm sure he was like, have you guys learned nothing during this time with me? What did I say about loving your neighbors? How can we bringing down death and destruction upon them just because they don't accept us would call for you to not love them? What they were not understanding or not fully grasping yet is the idea that we must die to ourselves before we can fully accept the Lord. And this is a process we do as we divorce ourselves from our lower pleasures of this world. The parts that drives our egos, our pride, our passions. To take a phrase from today's saint, he who allows himself to be ruled or guided by the lower and animal parts of his nature deserves to be called a beast rather than a man. So how do we work on this? Well, one way we can work on this is through fasting and through almsgiving and to pray for others. But we have to be very careful, especially doing this with fasting, because as we fast from food, we can start feasting on our own pride and puffing ourselves up. We have to learn how to get out of our ways that we can become closer to God. As Flannery O'Connor said in one of her prayer journals, I do not know you, God, because I am in the way. Please help me to push myself aside. The good news in all of this is that the Lord is always waiting to help us with these struggles. Take a part of St. Vincent de Paul's life. He grew up as a peasant and then moved in with his mother's family to be a tutor, to go to school. During this time, he started to see that the rich life was so much better. He excelled at his studies and went to college. His father actually sold the family oxen to pay for them, for him to go to college. And in return, when he went to go visit his son rejected him and acted like he did not know him because his father was dressed as a peasant. He was ordained at 19 years old and was always trying to fit in with the rich society. So he ended up, when he was going around all the places in Paris, he ended up living with a powerful judge. And when Vincent was sick one day, he called for the chemist to come. And the chemist came into the house and actually stole the money purse of the judge's. The judge blamed Vincent for this, as thinking that Vincent stole it, and basically dragged his name through the mud. For 6 months, Vincent was basically poor spiritually and poor physically because no one wanted to be around him. Who would want to be around a priest that was stealing money? After everything got sorted out and they found out who did it, he became back. But he used his talents then that he could meet with people that had means and then use those means to give to the poor. So I think we can look at this and see how faith can keep us going, that we know that God will always be there to help us, and to build up our hope and to build up our love, that we can yell even louder, Jesus, I trust in you.